talking about trash talking, I have a good word of the day. Q's word of the day.
Let's hear it.
What trash talking does.
Word of the day, word of the week.
Word of the
What's
week. Did
going
I
on
say
here?
word of the D?
Word of the D?
Whoa! The
Where did
D.
that go?
Just bleep that one out. Word of the week. Distractions. What trash talking does. Distractions. Distractions for me, guys, is like I'm working on this. I'm ADHD to the fullest. Like I cannot stay focused to save my life. But distractions that come on in life, they say focusing on one thing. And I'm sure there's a fun little phrase they do. Actually, focus. Follow one course until success. Will be the opposite of distraction. I don't know, but there's cool. there's cool things happening with distractions. But distractions, it's things that come along and they get in the way of what we're pursuing. You know, there's a lot of opportunities that come our way, especially being very successful as we are with Grassroots and NSA and Alive Nutrition. A lot of opportunities come our way, but we can quickly move. I'm distracted. It's kicking in for it.
That's a great example.
No, what I was saying, there's a lot of things that can come our way and in our plate. So like we think that we're busy now, but when you become successful, you start to get a lot of people asking for your time or asking for things or different deals that can come along, different things that you think are opportunities, but really could be distractions from what you're pursuing. I know in the thank you book that we've all been reading from Thank You Water, big shout out to those guys. He talks about not taking some of the big deals to go global because it would have been distraction to their main goal and their main focus of what they were doing with Thank You. So distractions, I mean, they happen all the time. If it's not in our day-to-day, the tasks that we're working on, getting on social media and being distracted, I think of it more as a long-term thing of getting distracted with other opportunities, other things that come on our plate and just not sticking to that one goal or that one plan that we have, that plan of action. What do you guys have?
Yeah, to me, distractions, it's just noise. It's, but on the flip side of that is if something, and I've found that with work, if something is really distracting you to the point where you can't do anything else, then that's probably what you should be doing work-wise. And I find that sometimes I'm kind of planned to work on this, but I can't stop thinking about that. And it gets to the point where I'm going to stop doing this and I'm going to do that because that's what my mind's on. I'm going to achieve my optimum kind of work level if I'm doing that. That's in a work sense. In a sport sense, distraction is noise and it's always there. It's whether you choose to focus on it or not. I know in hockey there's always distractions, again, if you choose to focus on them. But if you can block that out and stay focused and not get distracted, then you'll achieve your optimum level in the sport. But it takes a lot of experience and time blocking that out to be able to do it effectively.
I think all students struggle with distractions. I know I do big time when I've got a big paper due or something. I always leave it to the last minute because all of a sudden all these other distractions become way more important.
Absolutely.
You know, procrastination, all that stuff is killer for me. So yeah, I just try to, you know, motivate yourself to try stay on that path of studying and getting that thing done so then you can go enjoy some of those distractions that are a lot more enjoyable.
Talking about classes and being distracted in school never fails. Like exam week comes up or 2 weeks before exams or a paper's due, like end of the term paper. And for whatever reason, Netflix binging happens at its part. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. Like you just have to, like you have a week to finish this paper, but you have to finish this whole season of this episode before you can get to the paper in that week. So I don't know. Sorry. Jace, hit us up with that.
Could be an element of self-sabotage in that one there.
Yeah.
Just a distraction. You've got 3 areas where your head's going to be looking. So on what you're doing, which is where it should be. You're either looking behind you in the past and then you're going to miss everything that's coming at you, or you're looking too far into the future and not focusing on the present.
It's good.
It's as simple as what it is. And everyone knows if your head's not in the game, it's going to suffer. And it's a constant thing. And I think knowing yourself and age is something that will bring that and experience. You touched on that, Dave, very much so, to be able to bring yourself back, to recognise that you are going off topic more so than anything. It's very hard to tell someone younger that, and you look back 10, 15 years before, and again, age, wisdom will get you to the point of where you're at now and be able to make the sensible decisions, but the ones that are going to yield the best result with the less risk, I suppose.
You know what they're saying that I live by in sport world is control what you can control. And I think that's when you know it's a distraction. If it's distracting you and you really kind of analyze it and think, can I control that? Can I make it change at all? And if you can't, well, then there's no point thinking about that. And to be more specific, a referee makes a bad call. You can get distracted by that, or you can think, I can't control that. We're killing a penalty now. That's all I can control. I'm going to focus on that. And to control what you can control, I think helps you kind of stay the course and stay focused.
Absolutely.
I see I get the most distracted when I have too much going on. Like, staying away from being distracted, I think, comes with simplifying things. Just like less to do, less things to think about, less tabs open on my computer, whatever it is. I think the simpler, is that a word? Simpler?
Kind of narrowing the field of vision a little bit.
There we go.
Yeah.
What he said.
I think distractions can be good sometimes too. Like I know in high school when I had HSC and stuff like that, you had to kind of switch it off sometimes and go out and focus on something else like a party or something that was more important than the paper. But then you come back and you're right back into it and you kind of refocus then to, you've gone out and blown off some steam and had a bit of fun, and then you're like, okay, check back in, let's get it done, and you're actually more creative and things like that.
The analogy of the mental health day, I think. So you work. You only got so much capacity. You get jaded, and you're just like, yep, I'm throwing a sickie. I'm not going in and having a day off for a mental health day to be able to come back from that. And you come back refreshed, ready to go. And it's the best thing you could have done. So, using that distraction to your advantage to recharge.
Absolutely.
Another thing is staying in the present. And it's something I've really been trying to work on lately because a lot of people I look up to and admire, they always seem like they're always just in the present. Like they have a lot on their plate, these people. They're in the business world, in sports world, wherever else. They got so much going on, yet every time I talk to them, they're just relaxed. It's like they got nowhere else to be. They're just in that moment, and you can have a great conversation with them. Yet I find I really struggle to give that to other people when I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'll walk up to someone like, oh, this guy, he's going to want to talk, and I come off as rude, I'm sure, because in my head I'm so distracted by I could be doing this right now, and that sounds really rude, and that's how I feel, but. Just mentally, I find it hard to check in, whereas it becomes a skill to just be present and whatever you're working on, just be there in that moment. Whether it's a task, whether it's talking to someone, it's when your brain starts to run and get distracted.
Absolutely.
It just takes away. So if you can be present and really just focus on what you're doing at the time, and that's all that matters. But it's definitely a hard skill to master.
I think that's a word of the week in itself. We'll have to add that one, being present. That's really good, actually.
That can be the word of the day, maybe, and yours can be word of the week, maybe.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, day of week. I don't know.